I'm pretty sure like you improved all the time, like you were improvising, no?
Yeah, everything was like I love this because it's analog, so it's not going to repeat ever,
Hmm.
and it's a semi-modular synthesizer, so even like just a little movement is going to change the whole sound. So this was just unique as the time that we're living right now, and my
Hmm.
computer is almost dying. Fuck, there.
Perfect. And like even like you told me you woke up at well 9 a.m. So just well in Mexico, so almost 2 hours ago first, just to prepare all that. So even to make sure like the light is not entering and to yeah to organize it
Cool
and
down.
yeah to create all this ambient and yeah that's really great and so Trarie was spending all the week with us here in CanapSounds. So how do you feel about the experience? Like because you were sharing a lot of things about like the way yeah about history of music production and about the instruments and the machines you're using. So how did you feel about sharing that? How did you feel about yeah transmitting this interest you have?
Well, I think it's nice. I think everybody, my opinion is like everybody can do music. So you just have to know what you are like. Even you don't have to know, just you have to experiment. So sharing like the equipment that I have, because I know it's like people may not have seen it in their life or touch it. So I think it's nice for them to hear it and know what it's doing, and have like the idea more or less. Like my idea at the beginning was just to show what I'm going to use for the set, and maybe the people is going to pick up like, oh, he's doing this right now. Oh, now he's doing this. Oh, I remember this. So it was more like that I wanted to
Mhm.
do.
And how did you start making music and how did you start having this passion for electronic production and inventing sound, creating sound just at the instant?
It was I don't know. When I was little, I always imagined myself like doing some kind of business entertainment show stuff. I didn't know how. And then I was like, yeah, music. Why not music? So I just went for music and I started studying like music production in film, contemporary music and electronic. But then I met like the synthesizers and just fall in love with them. I was like, oh my God, they are so good. They sound so good. You have like a lot of like stuff, just new sounds to create and stuff to just like modify. So I just went crazy. Yeah.
Hmm. And yeah, even like you told me, like you create like a lot of different kind of things. You were making post production, you're working for television, you make your own music, and all the time, yeah, you are creating some different kind of things. And what is the thing you prefer making, or how like what was the project you prefer or you must like?
It depends. I think each project has something unique. And it has something just to remember. Like for example, when I was working for Netflix, I remember it was super fun. Just going. I don't know if I am allowed to say this because I don't have a NDNA. So, but I'm going to say it. When I was working for Roma, they made me like record like for 3 months the sounds of Mexico City and like sounds of the 70s. So it was kind of weird because everything is just polluted with the radio now. So it was just paying the people like, can you shut up a little bit, like 20 minutes while I record like this specific sound that I need. So it was super fun. That in music is super fun to see the whole process of creating like the idea and then deciding the arrangement, the instruments that are going to go in, and then recording. I love recording music. I think it's the best thing to do. uh, and then the other process is the mixing, and is way going more creative with what you have, and then you have the mastering that is also like putting it like in the right level just for people to listen. So I love each one. Like I don't have a preference like super straightforward, but I have more jobs in post production. So
And like as you're from Mexico, but you lived in Vancouver in Canada at the same time, do you think that the way of creating music is different in each place, or did you have the same feeling making music in production when you were in Vancouver or when you were in Mexico?
no, it's way different. Like I always think that music is a reflection of your society, of your cultural heritage. So people that live in Canada or like live in France, they are not going to do the same music as people in Mexico because of the cultural. thing that we have been going like forever. Like for example, Germany, they have crowd rock, and they created because they were like super monotone and repetitive. And suddenly you have that punk in France that it was more like disco. So it depends in the cultural heritage. And here in Mexico we have perreo.
Not even heard about that them yet. I'm going to check it out then.
No, don't check it out. You know.
Well, all right. All right, and yeah, even like saying you're working on big project, and you were telling me about the new projects you have and making your own music now. You have some project of yeah releasing something or
Yeah, this I've been trying to work like in my own EP like for years, but I always like stop because I'm like super, I don't know, on in my mind like a lot of times. So I just stopped doing it and just flip the page. But this year I just felt like it needed to be done. So I plan to release it on September.
on September. And what kind of sound could we find? Like, are you going to try to mix all the interest you have on the all the passions you have, or is there like a kind of music you're going to use more on this one if you already know?
It has to be it's a story. Like it has to be played like the first song and the last song is like a big locked song. So it's about life, like what I have lived in my years that I have living. So it's like having that only like a long story, but like in music.
And guys, if you have some more questions, like just feel free to write it down. Like during the whole week, Trarie was with us and he was sharing about yeah the music production and his interests. So if you have anything you want to know about it, just feel free to write it down. And say yeah about that. I remember like some artists that told me like effectively like when they made the album, even if it's electronic music and there is no lyrics or nothing, they are trying to create a story like as if it was like a kind of poem or yeah or steps and that's more complicated to find the sounds to illustrate a thing an idea when it sounds and for example like I don't know to express sadness or happiness with sounds how do you try to find these ideas if there is a way of course.
Yeah, first you need to know what you're going to speak about, and you have to live it because you cannot write or try to express something that you haven't lived. So that's why like love songs are like super like exciting for everybody because like everybody has fell in love and got their heart broken. So that's why people like they like how to say like they like the love songs and it's the biggest thing because everybody has that. But for example, if you want to speak something sad, you start speaking about what has been the most saddest thing for you, and then just start experimenting with the sounds. And for example, there's like the how the formula in music to use like minor chords and major chords. So you go with minor chords if you want something sad, and major chords if you want like something happy. From there, then you start to experiment. Like for example, for something like sad, I will use the synthesizer and use like something more, try to look for a metal sound, something that feels like penetrates the the body because you need to look for that. Like you need, you need to look for the feeling. If you're not expressing the feeling and it's not passing the barrier of just the sound, it's not going to work. So you have to deliver your heart in everything that you do for the music and even for post production. Like you have to be committed to it.
And so yeah, it's more about yeah inventing sounds depending on the sensation and the feeling. So something more cold or maybe relating it with elements, I guess as well. No, maybe
Yeah,
it's more about that. Yeah.
even you can not use like synthesizers. Like for example, Phineas, the producer of Billie Eilish, he used a lot of recordings. Like just to make something that bother people, he used a recording of a dentist, the sound of the dentist, the stuff that he used for the mouth, and he put it in the album. So that makes a little more like that. So it's like being creative with the sounds that you're picking and you're choosing, um, and use it for the music or whatever you do.
All right, and yeah, I had yeah, yeah another question about that. Yeah, like as you're now in Mexico, and yeah, all the situation is the same in almost more or less all around the world. Like, how did you enjoy this quarantine? We could say to yeah to create new projects, and you told me like you were involved in some more projects and some more collaborations. And how did you enjoy it? We could say this quarantine to the situation to make your music.
Of learning everything because because suddenly I came back on November to Mexico, and then I have to put the home studio back again, and then I was like working in post production and just working in post production, so I didn't have to explore again like my musical side. And then quarantine happened, no sound jobs of post production, so I was like, oh, maybe it's like a good time. Just I have all this equipment, uh, let's just explore, and it's like the good time to do it. But it's the coronavirus like thing. Like some days you're good to do it, and some other days you don't even want to do anything. So it's been like fighting that too. And Sebastian Reyes, I'm from Mexico City.
And about yeah, about the musical culture in Mexico, is there some Mexican artist that inspires you now when you're making your music, or because like you've been to Vancouver at the same time? Yeah, do you feel like you're making more international music, or do you think you're adapting yourself regarding the project, or do you have some more references that could make your own music?
I don't know. It depends day because some days I'm just hearing music and some days I'm like, oh, they did this really good movement with the bass and the kick, and I was like, oh, I want to do something like that, or experiment something like that, or maybe I have something in my mind like a bass line or like a melody, and then I have to go to the piano and try to do it in the piano and look for it. And someone say like copy is the best thing to do. So sometimes you
Hmm.
just hear something you want to copy and you just put it, change it a little bit because copyright. So you don't want
Yeah.
like this. But really, I get inspired by a lot of stuff. Like the other day, the sink of my kitchen was just dripping with like a rhythm. It was like a and I was like, what the fuck? So I just recorded it and I want to use that pattern because I liked it. So it comes from everywhere. Yeah.
Hmm. And about yeah Mexico, is there like you're from Mexico City, and is there any for a person that is not living there or has never been, like, is there any kind of music you would advise or things you really like in your place? As kind of sound is like a yeah an international platform. It's a way to make people discover more about yeah the thing you could like. And so if there's some kinds of places or music you could recommend for the person that are watching us.
Right now there's a lot of underground places. Well, right now no, because everybody's coronavirus stuff. So,
Mhm. Yeah.
but it was like an abandoned fabric that they made like underground parties, and they have like a lot of DJs. And I love. Do you know what's Mutec? I think you have one in Barcelona, an
I
electronic music festival.
just by name, like maybe I'm not sure about.
MUTEK. That's a festival that I love
Hmm.
because it has like a lot of national like talent and also international talent, and they do a lot of audiovisual like uh, projects. So it's like a whole week of just partying and listening to a lot of great musicians, and that's something I will do if I come to Mexico City on October.
Hmm. All right. So yeah, for me, I think I asked more or less everything I wanted to. So I don't know if there is something you want to add about that, or if you want to share with the audience. I don't know.
I don't know what they want to know. Ask. I'm I'm like an open book, so you can just ask whatever you want. I'm free. I don't have anything else to do today.
Yeah, so it's like one p.m. something now, maybe around two now. I don't really know what time is it right now.
Yeah, it's 1:38 right now, and you can see it's kind of sunny. What's my biggest ambition? That's a good one. I really want to have a big post-production studio, like have my Atmos theater mixing stage. So I think that's my biggest ambition right now for post production. And for music is just to create a really good EP and just release it and try to tour a little bit with it and see how it goes. I think that's all right now. And hope they found a vaccine from COVID.
Yeah, yeah. So we could come back to normal life, we could say, or
Yeah, hi
to
alias Blue.
something new
I
and
don't know
better,
how to
maybe.
pronounce that. Alias Blue. Hi, alias Blue.
Hi, Lucas. And so yeah, things
Sorry.
do.
Do I have a team? A team for what? For post production or for music? Just answering, I think, without like typing. I think everything you work, it's first alone, and then you have like people that you know they are good in what they do. So you just call them like, hey, are you available, or do you have the time to do like this? So that's how it works, and that's around you to promote your music. I used to work in a record company called CHR Records, and they have like the whole Mexican uh, music. And I learned a lot of promotion in there. And he always told me like, have a good project and use your fucking like social media like crazy. Like this is the marketing rule. The more you make a noise, the more people is going to notice you, even if you are bad. You want people to speak about you. So social media right now it's the way to go with promoting. And also, if you have the money, try to hire like advertisements in Facebook. They help a lot. Or hire a professional like person that knows how to do it. Social manager, we call it. How do you call it? That. But if it's you alone, like for example, it's there's a drag queen called Hungry that she's amazing and she did all her work by her alone and just promoting hashtags, being like a social media creeper, being all day in Facebook, in Twitter, in Instagram, posting like a really good work. People just were like, oh, this is cool. So people were just messaging her. So you can go all the way alone and it's going to be hard as fuck and maybe you want just to stop and not do it anymore because it takes time. It takes time to go wherever you want to go if you want to be like famous or like have a lot of fans. So just perseverance, I will say, and hard work. Like the less you sleep, the more fans you're going to have and more yep, that
That's exactly that. Yeah, like just yeah, working all the time and yeah, trying to because during a lot of time maybe there is no success and just maybe there is the good occasion. You're at the right place at the right moment, and then all the things are going to start. And at this moment, people are getting to know you, and just because of your music and the things you share at this moment is going to explode. And I guess that's it.
yeah, you don't know when it's going to explode, like really. Like sometimes it's like the stupid people in Facebook that on or TikTok, they do something that people think it's funny and suddenly it's like viral.
Mm,
And they're like, what? And you work like 8 months in something and you just post it and it's like only one like. So it's like, what?
mm,
But it's just perseverance, going with the right, knowing the times. Also, the timing and the day that you post stuff is like super like crucial. Sometimes like I think it used to be when I worked in the company Sundays at 10 p.m. the best time to post something like people were in the social media so it was more catchable. And now with the new what's it called this thing the programming of Facebook and Instagram, for example, in Instagram it's like if in less than 15 minutes you get 20 likes, more people is going to reach your post. And in an hour, it's like more than 50 or 100, I guess. I don't remember the numbers. It's going to be promoted to other people that are not in your inner circle. How your music sounds different to other producers from your point of view. Don't underestimate yourself. Thank you. I think it's just like really for what I live, I will say, and the sound that I look for. I think it comes from a vulnerable place, all the sounds that I look for and the music. That's why it's sometimes like scary to be an artist and just to expose yourself because you are being super vulnerable. So I think if you put that in your music, people is going to reach more, in my opinion. Because I can just go in these machines and just play whatever. But if I don't have the feeling, it's people is going to be like, ah, cool sound, bye. So I need. Yeah, I think it's feeling it while you are playing it or creating it. Once you are like disconnect, it's not going to show in your production. I don't know if that answers your question, Santiago.
Like it's more about production and these things. I'm not the best one to
And also
to.
sharing with your other like producers friends. Like I know it's like this fear of like they are going to steal my ideas. But no, like if you have really good friends, producers, share it. Like the more you share your work with other people, other creative people, they are going to help your product being better. So share it, go with a friend, like what do you think? Even like no musical friends, just go like, what does this makes you feel? Or like, do you like this beat? Do you like how it feels? They are just best feedback. Like if they are like, for sure, I like it, you are all the way in. According to you, who are the precursor of electro music? Kraftwerk. Yeah, for me, it's Kraftwerk. They died, but yeah, they were the first one. Not the first one, but they were like one of the first to use the synthesizers and drum machines just to create music. There's a documental called. I will post it later. I don't remember the name. I think it's Kraftwerk. The let me see. Let me see. Uh, uh, uh. It's like the rebirth of Germany, and they speak like yeah, Krautrock, the rebirth of Germany, and they speak about everything of the history of electronic music and how did they gather and how they created the whole thing. So watch it; it's really really good.
Mhm. And Crafter, yeah, he was one of the pioneer of electronic music in the 70s, I guess, or maybe even before.
Yeah, more or less.
They are
But
from Germany, and yeah, they are amazing. And since last year, they were still touring in Europe and even in Mexico and United States, I guess. So, and yeah, they're almost creating music, electronic
I'm just
music. We take.
sending hello to everybody like that. This is fun. Oh, I was recording. Sorry. Ah, so, what do you think of Kraftwerk? I think they're amazing. They were like a breaking point in history of music because normally it was, I think, the blues and was like the whole amount in the world, and suddenly Kraftwerk some came and it changed. Like you can use ball touch and you can use like this electronics just to make music. And what make Kraftwerk like super famous, it was a guy that they call it just be repetitive. People and the mind, your mind like repetitive stuff. So that's how techno came. Techno is always boom, 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 and it never changed because that gives you like going on. And it's also normally techno in 120 to 126. So it's kind of similar to your heartbeat. So that's why you feel it and it goes into your primary and instinctive way. Like you just hear the beat and you're moving. Like you cannot move without that beat. So that's why Kraftwerk was like it's super important in history because they made like this rule. I will say this uh, of creating electronic music with synthesizers and with no other people. Like they like you don't need a guitar or being the most musician, no knowledge musician just to do some great music. Is there a mainstream artist you will produce for? Well, I would love to produce for Bjork and Sigur Rós, but that's like dreaming like super tough. But I would love to work with them. I think they are super creative. They have an amazing sound. Uh, yeah, you know.
For me, the best in new order.
Ooh.
That's quite a good band, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, I think if there any more questions. Yeah, so yeah, before yeah, if there is some more, just let us know while we're waiting for. So I would just say so. Thank you so much for sharing this moment with us. Thanks so much, yeah, to create the whole thing that we could see over here. The to create this music just for this moment. This is a very unique show, as we were saying. So it's like it was a very great experience, and thank you for sharing even more than music, just sharing like even all this information about all this culture about electronic music that we have this week. So it was like amazing having you, like sincerely.
Mhm.
So
I love having it. Yeah, if you ever want to keep in touch, just follow me in my personal Instagram. Send me like questions, whatever. I think knowledge you have to share it, or even if you want something like I don't know, just like a hi, how are you? Will be cool. So yeah, it was a really cool experience. Thank you for creating CanapSounds. Thank you for inviting me.
And just
And
even that, with that, we could say like there is even no borders, guys. Like we were talking about collaboration, like we are in two complete different parts of the world, and like we are doing that together. So yeah, it's there with music and with all this project. There is no borders and no excuses not doing the things. So so yeah, just to answer what you were saying, like so just like if you have any questions or anything you want to share with Trarie, so just like feel free to, if you want to write down your Instagram on the conversation, even like guys, if you want to follow you.
da, 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 da. There. Ah,
Perfect.
sorry. Somebody called. But
All right,
I
so
think that's all. There's no more questions, I guess. So thank you
mhm,
so much for hanging out with me.
no, that was my pleasure. And
I hope you liked it. And yeah,
so thank you guys, and thank you Trarie for all that once again, and all the time. I'm so I feel so grateful for having for sharing this moment with the artists that are very great. So thank you very much. And so guys, after that I have to say that next week we are going back to a country we already visit to explore a new kind of music, and it's going to be very great. We are going to spend a very great week with CanapSounds. So stay in touch. We are going to show you great things.
and
So
stay safe. Stay safe.
stay
You can
safe, yeah.
stay home. Coronavirus is not going anywhere soon, so just stay safe. Be cautious. Use your face masks. Use protection. And I know it's hard. I know it can be like psychologically bad also, but just stay safe. And we are going well.
Mhm. And sooner or later we're going to go to get out with this story. We are going to pass it, and we are going to enjoy being back to real life.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you guys. Have a good night, and have
Have
a
a
good
good
day for
day.
you.
Have a good night. Good night. Ciao.